Alright, welcome back once again to movie reviews. Final movie I saw tonight was Now You See Me. This one I actually liked quite a bit. It wasn't quite what I was expecting from what the preview had in it, but overall it wasn't a bad movie. Actually, it was a pretty good movie. Basically, it starts out, you're following these four street magicians doing their basic tricks or whatever. Let this truck go by. Actually, he's pulling in here. And as each one finishes an act, you see this hooded figure. Then they all get invites to meet up at this building, so they get into the building and they find these blueprints for this big illusion. It doesn't really tell you what the payoff for going through with this is going to be, but they say, yeah, let's go for it, and they have to team up. Wish this truck would park so I could talk. So they agree that they'll go ahead with this trick, but in order to do it, they have to team up as a four-man team, which they agree to do, and suddenly they're famous. They have I don't know if it was a nightly show. I think they said it was their first show. They just somehow convinced this guy that owns the hotel to back them. So they have this big stage show, which is when the guy robs the bank, which is what you see in the preview. The cops come in to arrest him. And they're like, how did you do it? At first, the one cop that they call in, the same guy that plays Bruce Banner in The Avengers, can't think of his name. But he comes in, at first he's like, I'm not interested in these guys. I got another case I'm working that I'm about to close. And they're like, his superior starts talking about something that they're into, and it sparks his interest. So he goes, okay, I'll take it. So he goes in and talks to him. That's when there's the whole, if you've seen the previews where not Michael Cera flips the handcuffs onto him. He says, first rule of magic is always be the smartest person in the room. So there's this whole thing. They can't hold him on anything, so they let him go. The group, which is called the Four Horsemen, sets up their next trick, which... What was the second trick? Okay, so the second act, they do a series of tricks, which leads up to them calling the entrepreneur who backed them on the first one up on the stage, and they're like, we're going to show you a trick, and basically they drain out his entire bank account and give it to the audience, who apparently had insurance through an insurance company that the same guy owned, but he'd con people out of payouts or something, so people were getting their actual payouts from his money. So that's the end of the second trick, and then they no longer have him as a benefactor because they took all his money. Throughout this, you're introduced to the Morgan Freeman character, who used to be a magician, and now he debunks magicians, basically explains how all their tricks work. At first the guy is like, at first he's going to debunk the Four Horsemen, and then Michael Caine's character, who's the rich guy who's backing them, tries to pay him to not do it, to not ruin the act, because he stands to make a bunch of money on it. Then after they take all his money, he goes and tries to pay Morgan Freeman to go ahead and expose him and shut him down. Also, there's this back plot that they keep talking about with this other magician who tried this escape from a safe. He went into a safe, they dumped it into the ocean, and he never escaped, and his body was never recovered, so the whole time the police are thinking that somehow he did survive, and this is him, helping these guys out and doing these tricks or whatever, helping them out of the jams. So then the third trick they set up, which is going to be their final trick. They steal this safe from a warehouse that contains some type of high-tech military equipment or something that's being stored there. Or I think it contained money. I don't remember. I just watched it a few minutes. I think it contained money. But I think it was like government money or something. I don't remember. It had some tie to the government. That's why I originally thought it was weapons. But no, I think it was money now that I think about it. So they steal this safe and they take it to where their next show is going to be. And they basically like distribute all the money. You know, just like they've been doing in the last two. But as the police catch some of the money that's falling, they realize that it's fake money because it has the Four Horsemen's pictures on it instead. So then they're tracking down, you know, like, where's the money? And they track back to Morgan Freeman, who they're like, okay, you're obviously in with the Horsemen, you're this guy that's been missing or whatever. Or you're somehow associated with them. And he's like, no, I'm being framed. And then earlier in the movie, I kind of called the twist ending. I was like, watch, they're going to do something like this. But then as the movie progressed, it actually throws you off the track really well. Because I was like, okay, well, obviously if this person's being like this, then the twist I thought is going to happen isn't going to happen. And here comes another loud-ass truck. And basically at the end, the twist that I originally predicted did happen, which really threw me off when it did, because I was like, wait, what? You know, how do you have this particular character go through all this emotional build-up to have him, you know, be the person all along? Didn't really make much sense, but it was an interesting twist. Basically, spoilers, so if you don't want to know, jump ahead. The cop is the guy who's been backing them, who set him up, you know, brought him together, showed him the blueprints, and so on and so forth. Turns out he's the son of the other magician who never escaped from the safe. The reason he targeted these people is the safe that they stole for the magic trick was made by the same company who made the safe that his father drowned in, and it turned out that they used cheap materials to build the safe, and once it hit the water it warped and the door jammed, and that's why he couldn't get out, and that's why he died. He went after the Michael Caine character because his father was insured through his insurance company and he was denied the claim, so that was his way of getting the money back from that. The first trick that they did where they robbed the bank in France or whatever, or where they robbed the bank in Paris, I think it was, that had some tie into it too, like I guess they were the financial backers or something. I don't remember. They were like the financial backers of the insurance company or something, I don't remember. Anyway, so each of the tricks had some tie-in as revenge for this kid's father dying. So they all get together with him at the end, and he brings them into this secret society of magicians or whatever. And that's basically the movie. There's a lot more going on in it than that. You got to really pay attention to see everything. Not really hard to follow at all. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more in the way of like the magic tricks, like how they're setting them up and stuff like that, because from the preview it looks like they're setting up this huge elaborate thing, and really once it comes down to it, the tricks are just kind of So I would like to have seen more of the setup procedure, like, you know, the blueprint bit that they keep showing you, but, you know, I think it would have taken away from the movie a little bit, so I kind of like the way they did it. The twist, like I said, I called it at one point, but they did a really good job of covering it up so you didn't think it was going to happen. Even if you might have thought it earlier, it kind of throws you back off, like, no, there's no way that's going to happen. And then it does. So overall, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. As far as a star rating, I had something else I wanted to say about it, but I'm completely blanking out because it's about 2 in the morning right now, and I'm getting tired. So, yeah, gonna try and wrap these up and get to bed. What was I saying? Oh, as far as the star rating, I'd probably go again a 3.5 on this one. It was definitely better than This Is the End. Definitely better than Monsters University. I like this better than The Internship. Um, I think I enjoyed Man of Steel a little bit more than this one. At least the first half of Man of Steel. So, not sure what I gave Man of Steel as far as a rating, but yeah, if I gave Man of Steel a 3.5, which I don't remember if I did or not, and I'm giving this a 3.5, then Man of Steel's above this one. So, make the adjustments however you want. I really need to come up with a different rating system. Anyway, so yeah, gonna rate it about a 3.5. It was really close to a 4, but like I said, it had a few little flaws, but overall it was still an enjoyable movie. I definitely recommend checking it out if you can still catch it in theaters or when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or Redbox or Netflix or Hulu or whatever. Check it out. Especially if you're into magic. I've always been a big fan of magic, so it appealed to me, but then again, so did Burt Wonderstone until I watched it. So yeah, if you're into magic, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're not, then you'll probably be like, oh, that was stupid. But, that's your opinion, and I have mine, and that's what you're watching, right? So anyway, that's it for this review. I think I have another early day, not tomorrow, but the day after, so I'll probably get around to watching something else then, but I'm not sure what. A lot of summer movies open we have a lot of summer movies in the theater right now that I'm trying to catch before they shift out for the next batch, because in the summer, movies come out like 10 at a time, and our theater only has a few screens, so we gotta make room where we can. So yeah, not sure what exactly I'll get around to watching next, but it'll be something, and it'll be within the next couple days. As far as when I'll get this review up, who knows? But anyway, until then, again, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the movies.